Welcome to Therapeutic Intentions Podcast. My name is Stephanie Dingbaum. I am a mental health therapist, and I am so passionate about all things health and wellness, personal development, and empowering others to be their most authentic and best versions of themselves. Here at Therapeutic Intentions, we are all about having intentional and authentic conversations on whole body health, healing practices, mindset, and ways to uplevel your life so you can truly be the best version of you. If you are a woman, a mom, hope to someday be a mom, a healer, or just in a place where you want to start prioritizing yourself and your health, then this podcast is for you. I am so glad you're here. If you're ready, let's get to it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so excited. You guys, I have grown to love collab episodes. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but they just really fill my cup up. The people that I've been having on have just been amazing individuals, amazing entrepreneurs doing amazing things. And so I'm super excited for today's collab. You guys, I have Abby Hillebrand here today, and I'm just going to give a little introduction before I pass the mic on to her. But I met Abby, so she lives in the area in Eastern Iowa, where I am from, and I met her in September of 2018, ironically the year that my husband and I got married. We actually met through we have a mutual friend, Ashley. Shout out to Ashley. She doesn't often get a shout out on here, so shout out to Ashley. She had her 30th birthday party that year, and so we went over to, it's called Ichiban. It's a hibachi grill. Love going there. So that was how I met Abby. Got to know her really well. And honestly, like ever since then, I followed her on Instagram and just really got to know her both as a professional and personally, and just really respect this woman. So I'm really excited to have her on today, to give her a chance to share her story with you guys. I think you'll get a lot out of this episode. I will say that from afar, just like watching her live her life, I've really grown to respect her. She's truly just, Abby is like a future version of myself. Like, I someday hope to be as good as she is when it comes to how she balances parenting and lifestyle and self-care and yoga. Just, she seems to do all the things really well. And I know we only see a highlight reel on social media, but I will say from the things she puts out there, she's super authentic. She doesn't seem to hold back. And when you talk to her face to face, it's the same way. Like, you're not getting a version of her on Instagram that you don't get face to face, which I think is just beautiful when somebody can be the same both online and in person. So that's how I came to know Abby. She's a local massage therapist. I'm going to pass the mic on to her and just let Abby give a little bio about herself. So thanks for being here, Abby.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. I'm so excited to be here. For those who don't know me, I am happily married to the love of my life, Brian. We have two amazing kids, Ava, who is 14, and Theo, who is 7. And I love my golden doodle, Trigger. Oh, he's the best. He's so sweet. I have 9 years of experience as a massage therapist, and I continue to learn and grow every day. My journey has truly led me to a deep awakening, pushing me to seek out discomfort and grow as a person. And 2024 has been the biggest year for me yet, but I'm trying to embrace the discomfort.
Love that.
Yeah.
Full transparency, you guys. This is her first time being on a podcast. So when she says she's embracing the discomfort, she is today. Literally, this is outside of her comfort zone. So give us grace.
Yes, absolutely.
This is new for her, but it's going to be so good for her. Like, I have a feeling this is really going to help her soar like it has for me. So I guess where I want to start with today's episode is, like I mentioned, you're a jack of all trades. I mean, you seem to do it all so well. I know you're not a robot, but you seem to do it all so well. Can you just talk a little bit for our listeners about how you balance self-care just amidst like all the different roles you have in your life? How do you do it all? What's your secret? Is there a secret?
Yeah, well, I admit that self-care hasn't always come easy to me.
Naturally.
Right. Especially with 2 kids. Like, when my kids were much younger, it wasn't as easy to just pick up and go.
Sure.
But I would say having my husband, he is a huge support system, and he never makes me feel guilty about self-care.
That helps.
Yeah, he's just a huge part of that. And so
Good.
having that, and now that my kids are older, that I do have more time. Like my daughter can watch my son, so then I do have the time to go out and like yoga, or if I want a massage, or even I don't think self-care has to be going somewhere. It can just be like an hour to myself. Like if I want to read, or I enjoy cleaning. Just power hour. You know, like that can be self-care for me. So
it sounds like, from my perspective, this current chapter that you're in, like as a parent, definitely makes it easier for you to manage your self-care time and like be proactive about, if you need to get out of the house, you can. The kids are at a perfect age where you can make that work.
Yes, absolutely.
Obviously not every listener has that, but it's just good to hear that, because I feel like as I've heard from other friends who are moms, there's almost like a guilt, like you make yourself feel guilty for prioritizing your self-care over your kids, or time with your kids, or time with your husband.
Yes.
But you don't seem to make yourself feel guilty.
No,
like it's okay.
Right. I do not feel guilty. And the feeling is mutual between me and my husband. Like he also needs that self-care. So I think that helps. Like he gets his time and I get my time. And we both know the kids are taken care of.
Right.
So we're better people with the self-care.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is huge. I think when you have a supportive spouse, that just truly makes a world of difference.
Yes, it does.
I can relate with Mitch, and Brian is a local police officer.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah. He's a deputy sheriff in Delaware County. Yes.
Yeah. So he, like you said, like self-care needs to be a priority for him too. Like we need law enforcement who are taking care of themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially in today's world, that's so important. So I love that you guys both balance that in both of your lives and in your marriage. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the big reasons that I actually wanted Abby on for an episode is because, you know, I follow her on Instagram and I have for a while now. She had a post on Instagram within the last year, I want to say. I could be wrong, but I thought it was within the last year. You had this post on Instagram, just kind of like very authentic, but also very vulnerable in this post, sharing how you have kind of gone through this transformation recently in your life. And you guys, I read that post and I'm all for like, let's cheer each other on. Like you cannot have enough women in your life cheering you on. Let's be honest about that. But I read this post and I was like, she is rocking it, you guys. She's so amazing. I can't remember exactly what the post was about, but it was impressive. And so from my perspective, it was almost like you went through some kind of like a spiritual awakening. Would you agree?
Yes, that's what I would call it. 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So can you kind of, if you're comfortable, can you kind of share like what all started? When did it start? What transpired from this awakening, and how did it impact you, I guess?
Yeah, so it was just over 2 years ago. I started practicing yoga at our local yoga studio. Shout out to the Yoga Nug.
Love Yoga Nug.
Yes, they are the best. And I was hooked from day one. I had no prior experience. I had no idea what I was doing, but there was just something about it that kept bringing me back. And after a few months of consistent yoga, I had a powerful emotional release on the mat. It was during a cool down pose. So I was in a gentle position on the mat. It was a hip opener. And all of a sudden I just started crying, like uncontrollably sobbing for no reason. Like I had nothing on my mind. And I couldn't stop crying, but we do store our emotions in our hips. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's what it was. But I felt so much lighter after that.
Wow.
And it was just this like deep internal release. And it doesn't happen every single time, but it can happen, periodically. And I embrace that. Like, I want that to happen. I want to get those emotions like out.
I love that.
Yeah. So, that was huge. And ever since yoga, I've just wanted to be like a better version of myself. Like I've put up boundaries. I've been reading a lot of self-help books.
Yes.
I've reduced time on social media, and I've given up drinking pop, and just spending more time with my family. it truly has transformed my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And all those things do not come easily to some
No.
people, like decreasing social media, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all talk the talk, like, yeah, we shouldn't be on social media as much, but that's so hard.
Right. It is hard.
That's very difficult. I ditched Facebook, I think it was 4 years ago now, and I haven't looked back, but that was a really difficult decision.
Yes.
And I had family that weren't even happy about it, but it's one of those things, like, it's a personal decision.
It is.
You know, people don't have to understand your why, but it was a good thing at the time, and it's still, like, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
Yeah, it's okay not to know.
Right.
Like, I don't need to know every little thing.
Exactly.
It's okay.
I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned you do yoga daily, is that right?
Yes.
So you go to Yoga Nook because they offer yoga classes there, but you also do it at home, I assume?
Yes. Yeah. I ended up transforming a spare bedroom into my little Yoga Nook. I have a little yoga room.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just do online stuff.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so just whatever you can find online. Do you have a special program or anything that you use, or
just YouTube?
Yeah.
Yep. Just anything on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's not like you have to spend money doing it.
No,
that's so good for
not.
our listeners to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll find poses that you love, and you can just do those. Like, you don't even have to follow a program if you don't want to.
Cool.
Yeah.
Was it just that one time you had that emotional release then?
No, I've had a couple.
Really?
Yes. Just randomly. Like, nothing even can be in my mind.
Wow.
I'm not having a bad day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'll just start crying. I never know when it's going to happen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
that's impressive to me.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. And I don't know if you've read the book, The Body Keeps the Score.
No, I haven't.
Okay. It's literally what you're talking about. Like, our bodies do hold on to the emotion, the trauma, whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. And so it relates exactly to what you're talking about, which I just think is amazing. I'm going to put in the show notes the link for Abby's Instagram page, but also for Yoga Nook if you're interested, if you're listening from Eastern Iowa. And then anything that we mentioned, I'll make sure to put in the show notes as well. But our bodies do, and I don't think people always understand that it holds on to emotions, like painful emotions, and not always trauma, but just those core memories carry such heavy emotions with them. Mm-hmm. Our body does hold on to that.
Yes.
And it's interesting, you said, like, in our hips. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Yes. All in the hips. And believe it or not, in my massage practice, so many people, that's where their pain is like the hip area.
Sure.
Yes.
Do you ever have clients that have that emotional release when they're on the table?
I have. Yes, there has been clients that do have those emotional releases. And I had never experienced it myself.
Yeah.
And so not until it happens to you, you have no idea, like, how powerful it really is.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. In talking about emotional releases, do you, which no big deal if you don't, but do you go to therapy and then process this ever?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
There's been so many times in my yoga practice, even just laying there, that things pop up. And I think, why am I thinking of that?
Right.
And I have started therapy since starting yoga. Yes. And I do. I bring that up, and we kind of go back and talk about that. And
very cool.
That has really helped as well, talking to a mental health therapist.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. More practitioners need to do that, I feel.
Oh, yes.
That's amazing.
Did you know that roughly 75% of the population in the United States is not meeting the recommended daily intake of magnesium that our bodies need? Mind-blowing, right? I felt that way too. I had no idea just how important magnesium was for our bodies and our mental health until I delved into the world of integrative health as a result of my fertility journey. 2 years into our fertility journey, I connected with an integrative health practitioner who completely opened my eyes, you guys. Through a bunch of at-home lab work, I actually found out I was deficient in magnesium, which not a big surprise now looking back. On top of taking an organic magnesium supplement, my practitioner actually had highly recommended I use topical magnesium. She specifically recommended Good Night Lotion from Earthly Wellness. I had used a few of Earthly's products before this, and I loved the company and what it stood for. So honestly, I had no doubt in my mind that this product would be a good addition to my daily routine. At this point in the fertility journey, honestly, I was just willing to try anything to help. When the lotion arrived, I made it a part of my nightly routine to put it on my arms, my stomach, and legs every single night before going to bed. The first night I used it, you guys, I noticed a huge difference in how I slept that night. It was amazing. I fell asleep faster than normal. I stayed asleep longer. In general, there was less interrupted sleep patterns from night to night. It was truly incredible, the difference that this lotion made on me. Don't just take my word for it. Listen to these testimonies of other individuals who have seen success from using Earthly's Goodnight Lotion. One testimony says, I use Earthly's Goodnight Lotion almost every night and I absolutely love it. Another says, I have always used magnesium to help me fall asleep. So when I first used the Goodnight Lotion, I fell in love. It smells so good, feels soft and light on your skin, and keeps me asleep all night. The secret to getting a good night's sleep is truly to intake more magnesium, you guys. Magnesium actually does way more than just promote healthy sleep though. It also is a natural detox for your body. It helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels and supports your gut health too. And then another benefit from using it topically is that the nourishing oils and butters that are in it moisturize your skin while the body is absorbing the magnesium quickly. Amazing. In addition to these primary benefits, there's also so many other benefits that you receive just from getting a good night's sleep, like better overall functioning during the day, more restful sleep throughout the night, so then you perform better at work the next day, overall improved mental health, more physical stamina. I mean, I could go on and on, you guys. So be honest with yourself. Could you stand to improve your sleep habits? We all could. I would never recommend something that I myself haven't used and trusted long term. I've been using this lotion for 4 years now. The benefits continue to help me. In the 6 years of our fertility journey, I have worked with multiple integrative health practitioners who all recommend Earthly wellness products to me, and they all swear by them too. The Goodnight Lotion is just one of many quality, clean, non-toxic products that Earthly has to offer. And honestly, that's another amazing benefit of ordering through Earthly, is that all of their products are completely clean, non-toxic, which means they have absolutely no parabens, no phthalates, no fragrances, no preservatives, no allergens of any kind like corn, soy, gluten, dairy, or nuts, no junk at all in their products. And if you're like me and you're trying to rid your home of toxic products, then Earthly truly is your go-to place to shop. As a mental health therapist in a small rural county in eastern Iowa, I recommend this product constantly to clients who disclose that they struggle to get good sleep or if they suffer from insomnia. I always suggest trying something holistic before using any kind of medication or something that the body can become addicted to. That way you don't have to worry about experiencing any side effects as a result. Another great thing about this product, you guys, and why I suggest it to clients left and right, is that it can be used on adults and kids alike. That's an added bonus for sure. If any of what I shared resonates with you and you want to purchase this product or any other Earthly wellness products, check them out through my affiliate marketing link, which I'll link in the show notes of today's episode. Also, for a limited time, if you're a first-time user of Earthly products, you can get a discount using code CHOOSENATURAL. That'll give you a 10% discount off your first order. Again, if you didn't hear it the first time, use code CHOOSENATURAL, that's in all caps, and you'll get that 10% discount on your order. If you're a returning customer of Earthly's and would also like a discount, for a limited time only, I'm offering the code COMEBACK to get 10% off your order as well. Again, the code is in all caps, COMEBACK, COMEBACK. Improve your sleep today, feel better mentally, physically, emotionally. Seriously consider making Earthly Wellness a part of your health journey today, you guys. You will not regret it. All links will be in my show notes for today's episode if you're interested.
So you do yoga at home, you go to Yoga Nook for yoga, and then you also went to a yoga retreat, is that right?
I did,
So
yes.
talk a little bit about that. I
Yes.
think that's fascinating.
Oh, yeah. So the owners of the Yoga Nook put on this yoga retreat. It was about 7 hours away in Wisconsin.
Cool.
And I said, you know what? I'm going. I had no idea who was going to go.
Oh, talk about outside of your
Yeah,
comfort
it was
zone.
very outside my comfort zone because even though that I do yoga daily, I still feel kind of new at it. Like
Yeah.
every class, I feel like there's something that I'm not quite sure.
Right.
so I was like, oh, can I do this? And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I don't care if I know anyone or not. I know the teachers, and that's good enough for me. And yeah, we just practiced yoga a couple times a day at this retreat.
Wow.
Meditation, self-care. There was the cold plunge where you get in the water.
Oh my gosh. You did that?
Yes, I did that.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's freezing, but you do feel a lot better after.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was a sauna, healthy food. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Talk about like really feeling not just your body, but your mind, your soul.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, just getting back to you as a person.
Yeah. One of my podcasters that I listen to religiously once talked about, if you ever get the chance to do like a solo retreat with nobody that you know, she just talked about how powerful that can be for your personal growth.
Yes.
And I think, that in a year or two, next year or two, I'd really like to prioritize that.
Yes, highly
That's
recommend.
amazing that you did that.
No pressure. You could go back to your room whenever you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I read a lot of books while I was there.
Awesome.
I took a couple naps. Walked in nature. It was so relaxing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So you also mentioned just putting some more boundaries in place in your life, boundaries from stress, boundaries from like maybe toxic people in your life. Was that a difficult part of the journey for you?
Yes, that was probably the hardest because I feel like I'm always the type to say yes, and okay, and to implement that, it was not easy. It's still not easy. That's been a journey, but every day I get stronger and stronger. And I feel so much lighter. Yeah. Just putting up those walls and not letting people in. And
right. It's when you're intentional about who you do let in and don't let in.
Yes.
Such a game changer. I've experienced that in my life too, so I can definitely understand that. But when you let go of those people pleasing tendencies, it's almost like you feel more free in a way.
You do. It's empowering.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
I felt like a doormat for the longest time. So now I feel like, what? I can stand tall and I can say no and I don't have to feel bad about that.
Right. I think also what's not talked about when it comes to like talking about spiritual awakenings in life is when you go on that journey, when that happens to you organically, some people don't level up with you when you're leveling up.
Correct.
Like there's some grief that you experience from that, some guilt maybe from, you're just not aligned with those, not all, but some people that maybe you were once aligned with.
Yes.
And that's sometimes a hard pill to swallow for people, but it's just, I think it truly is just like a natural part of when we level up in life.
They might not grow with you. You grow apart, which, it can be like a loss.
But I also think, it's not like the relationship is gone. It just becomes maybe more of an acquaintance.
Exactly.
So it's just one of those things that, again, it's not like you plan for it to happen, but it's just organic if those things happen. And
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah. Good for you. I just think that's amazing. Putting boundaries in place is a really difficult thing. And I know, everybody struggles with it. Like, just when I think I'm in a good place with boundaries, I feel like that's when I'm tested. The universe is like, oh, you think you're good at it? Like, I'm going to test you a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
That's just real life. It happens. You mentioned you also feel like you're more intuitive. Like, you feel like you're more in tune.
Yes, I'm listening more to my intuition and following that. Yes, which I've always felt very intuitive. But now I feel like I've really honed in on that, and it's been wonderful.
It's hard to explain that to people.
It is, especially if they don't really believe in that stuff. But
some people might say it's woo-woo, but it's not.
No,
it's real.
It is real.
When they say like trust your gut, like that's exactly what they're talking about. Is trusting your intuition.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So while we're on the topic of spiritual awakening, my spiritual awakening happened in 2020. And similar to yours, like I became a lot more intuitive, and it literally was the week that COVID hit. Like once everything shut down, it was like instantly my intuition was heightened. I don't know if you see angel numbers, but I started to see angel numbers like religiously. It just started with like 1111, like constantly seeing 1111, but then it turned into more and more. And then I'm trying to think about it. Like my ears, I will sometimes get ear ringing, and it's not a medical condition. It's when, I don't know if it's like when I'm in tune with
my angel guides, or
Sure.
I honestly don't know the exact cause, but it comes at times when I feel like I'm being reassured, like I'm on the right path.
Oh,
it's so
those
bizarre.
messages, they show up in bizarre ways.
Yeah, it's so crazy, but it's also so reassuring.
It is. It makes you feel the comfort.
Yeah,
that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, like when I made the decision to start the podcast, I started seeing 1010 all the time,
wow.
and it was something like, you're on the right path, keep going, like you're getting into like a new journey, creation, which creation's my word of the year. So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is all aligned, like this is what I meant to do.
Be,
yeah,
for sure.
But those spiritual awakenings, I sometimes struggle because I want to talk about it more with people, but I feel like because there's so many things that happen that some people just don't buy into,
right?
You just don't feel comfortable talking about it.
I know. Oh, I'm here for it. I love
Same.
all of that stuff.
I appreciate that. It's beautiful to see that like more people are experiencing those, because like I just feel like I'm not the same person that I was the year that COVID hit.
Yeah.
I've just grown so much since that situation happened that I'm just not the same. And I'm sure you can relate.
Absolutely.
Since yours happened for you.
Oh yeah, I am not the same person that I was 2 years ago.
Beautiful.
And I love that.
Yeah. Do you feel like your marriage has grown since this whole thing happened?
Yeah. I mean, me and Brian, we spend way more time together. Or we try to make that time together.
Yeah, you're intentional.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, date night. Just the other day, we went out to lunch together. It was a Tuesday. And we went to lunch. Like, who does that? It was just like so sweet.
That's beautiful.
It is. And we try every year to go on vacation over our anniversary.
Good.
And just that like 5 days, me and him, no kids.
Yeah.
Oh, we just have such a great time.
Good.
And it's so good for our relationship.
You recently went on that?
Yeah,
right?
we did. Where'd you go? We went to oh my god, why am I Tulum, Mexico.
Never heard of it.
It's about an hour from the Cancun airport.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Yes.
Just the two of you?
There was a bunch of others that went with, but
we
always go over our anniversary.
Beautiful.
It's like our day.
Yeah. Good.
It's just a nice tradition.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. My husband and I try to do the same thing, but typically we don't like to leave Iowa in the summer.
Sure. Oh,
so we typically wait till like January or February.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's always like our anniversary trip, even though it's 6 months out or whatever.
We should go together.
I'm all for the beach. You don't have to twist my arm.
Too.
All for that.
You're a Leo, right?
Virgo. I'm the very end of August, 31st.
You're August baby, just like me.
Yeah.
We love the water.
I do. I can't deny that. Is there anything else that you feel like you want to say in terms of like your spiritual awakening? Anything, any aha moments that came out of that? Anything else that you want to share about it?
I think just growing as a person has been huge for me. Mm-hmm. Like I said, 2024 has been the biggest year for me yet. I've had so many changes, and I don't think I would be able to do this without my yoga practice. Like, I have moved locations. I am now working at Riverview. That was an opportunity that just kind of fell into place, and it was never on my radar, and it was such a difficult decision for me to make. But I thought, I can do this. I can grow. I can change. And it really aligns well with wellness and massage. So that has just been huge for me this year. Yeah. And like I said, without my yoga practice and positive affirmations, all the things, I don't think I would have made that decision. Yeah. So I just feel more grounded and confident in myself. Since my awakening.
Yeah, you touched on a good point. There's something to be said about like the decision to leave your comfort zone professionally and personally, but professionally, when that pull comes, it's so hard because you're comfortable. Like, why would you leave that?
Exactly.
But I firmly believe that's not where the growth happens.
100%.
You have to move.
There's a quote like,
I know what you're talking about.
Something about how don't stay stuck in the same place. You know, and that's truly, I think that helped. It helped me. Like, okay, you're right. I don't have to stay here just because I'm comfortable. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I have no doubt in this new location that you're gonna thrive. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's a good thing for the community for sure. So for listeners that are local here in Eastern Iowa, there is a Riverview Wellness is a brand new, they just opened May 1st, brand new wellness center. Yeah. So they offer a variety of just wellness services. I mean, Abby's there, she's doing massage therapy. I know there's other massage therapists there. There was a float pod.
Yeah, there's a flotation tank, the infrared sauna, the halo therapy.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great one.
I'm most excited about that.
Oh, yes, I love that. The ion foot detox, and then all your esthetician girls who help you out with your skincare needs. There's a dietitian. There is a mental health therapist and Botox, all of it, all of the above. Yeah, just a little bit of everything.
You guys, this is so good for our community. If you're local, please go and check it out. Give them all the support. I just truly think this is such a good thing specifically for Delaware County, but surrounding communities and counties as well. I mean, the more the merrier for sure. There's so many great practitioners there. They're in a beautiful location, just overlooking the river in Manchester, Iowa. So definitely go and check it out. While we're on that topic, though, I know you do massage therapy, but you should talk about the new form of massage that you're doing. What is that called?
I now offer Ashiatsu. It means foot pressure. So essentially, I am giving a massage with my feet. Don't knock it until you try it.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
It sounds really weird, but it feels really good. You wouldn't even know that I'm using my feet. It's so fluid. Cool. And it's a little bit easier on my body that I'm able to use my feet and, my body weight, like press down, rather than my hands. Cool. So, it's just another way to get deep tissue pressure.
I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just learned that it was in November. It was a 3-day intense training. But another thing that I don't think I would have ever done if I didn't feel like, I needed to grow and just do something.
Well, and to talk about the pressure you put on your body, I don't know the data, but I know I've heard that like massage therapists, the burnout, or not even the burnout, the pain on the body leads you to not being able to do it as long as maybe another practitioner.
Exactly. It seems like it's not a very... what's the word I want to use? Like long career.
Yeah, it's not. No. It's not because of how hard it is on your body.
Yes. Yeah, people do burn out, essentially.
Yeah, so it's good to have this other way of being able to provide massage with your feet.
Yes, another modality.
I love it.
A tool in the toolbox.
I think that's great. It's just something different too. Like I feel like that's something you would hear about maybe in the city, but to have it in the rural parts of our country, that's a need for sure.
Agree.
So
cool. People definitely give me weird little looks, but once they try it,
that's awesome. Have you started practicing it yet?
I'm just getting into the works of that. I'm not fully up and running, but I'm not too far off from it.
Very cool. I can't wait to hear if there's feedback from people in the community. I can't wait to hear about it. I love that. And then you're also... Are you certified in Reiki or trained in Reiki, I should say?
I am actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm level 1 in Reiki, but that's another thing I hope to continue and grow with. Yeah.
So what does level 1 mean? Do you know?
It's just your basic, I can, give Reiki on you, but there's a master level that you would want to essentially reach to be able to really be in tune with the person and yourself to be able to perform that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for listeners that don't know what Reiki is, can you kind of explain what that is?
It's energy healing.
Okay. So, like our chakras.
Yeah. You have 7 chakras aligned in your body, and you're essentially healing those chakras, healing the mind, body, the soul, all of that.
Very cool.
It's not an invasive massage.
Gentle.
It's very gentle. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Opening up the chakras. You feel so much lighter afterwards.
I would agree. I have done Reiki. Not recently, but I did last summer quite a bit. And some people have said they get out of it and they don't feel any different. But I really think it depends what practitioner you go to. Because I leave and I feel lighter and there's always a release of some kind.
Yes.
It's powerful.
I agree. And I do think you have to believe in it as well.
Oh, 100%.
If you go in closed-minded, you're not going to get anything out of it.
No, completely agree. There is something to be said about energy healing on your physical health, on your mental health, even for me more so my spiritual health. It's been transforming for me in that part of my life.
Oh, great.
Very powerful. If you have not tried Reiki energy healing, highly recommend it. Find a practitioner that you feel aligned with. I think that's huge, and maybe like interviewing them beforehand would be beneficial if you're not sure. There's so many practitioners locally, but I feel like it's the thing to do. I feel like it's like a new thing that everybody wants to get involved in.
I agree, but you want to find the right person for you. You don't want somebody who just wants your money.
Yes.
You want to find somebody who's authentic.
I would agree. The gal I go to in Dubuque is also a medium, and I think that is what makes those sessions so powerful too, because there's almost always a reading that comes through when I'm on the table. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a powerful practice for sure, and I think doing that along. Do you receive Reiki for yourself?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Doing that alongside therapy is what I was going to say. It's such a powerful thing.
It is.
Yeah, love that. Abby, you're just into all of the woo woo like me, and I love it. That's awesome. Your journey to me, it's just something that listeners need to hear about, because I feel like these aren't like dinner table topics.
Exactly.
But these are things. Like when I get together with friends, I don't want to talk about the weather. I don't want to talk about what you ate for supper last night. Like I want to talk about your transformation, your personal growth, your spiritual awakening. Like that's what I'm here for.
Yes,
that's
agree.
Why we have the podcast, because these are things that people need to hear about more, I feel.
Yes.
And so I appreciate you sharing that journey.
Absolutely.
And I know this is very personal for you, and I appreciate it.
No, I feel like if you knew me 5 years ago, I don't think you would recognize me now. You know,
I would agree.
I've grown so much.
Yeah.
And if I can grow, anyone can.
Yeah, 100% agree. If you guys do decide to check out Yoga Nook, chances are you are going to cross paths with Abby.
Yes.
Which is exciting. So before we end, we're going to end with some rapid fire questions that I like to do on my collab episodes. So Abby hasn't seen these, full transparency. They're all new to her. So first one, Abby, what's a book that you're currently reading?
I am reading Heal Your Nervous System. It's about relief from anxiety, burnout, and trauma.
Love that.
Like I said, I'm all about like healing, self-help, all that stuff right now.
Yeah. So the nervous system, it's connected to so much.
Yes, it is.
So that's a really good book to have as a massage therapist, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Love that. What is one thing you can't live without besides your phone?
Oh my gosh, that's hard.
Like, what do you take with you wherever you go?
One thing that I can't live without. Yoga, like my husband, my kids, my dog.
That's fair. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I can't live without my family.
That makes sense.
But like
Love
materialistic.
That. You just don't seem like you're as materialistic of a person.
I mean, I like to go shopping.
Oh, 100%. We all do. Yes.
Maybe like
online.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know, my car?
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I honestly like that you went to family first.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
my
that's
family.
beautiful. That speaks volumes for what's important to you. Yeah. What is your current go-to podcast, if there is one?
Yeah, right now I'm listening to Therapy Thoughts with Tiffany Rowe.
Oh,
yeah, it's called, or her little slogan is help you feel, heal, and deal.
Oh, that sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, she's great. I love listening to her, and I'm learning so much.
Oh, beautiful. I will put that in the show notes for sure. I'm intrigued by that. What is one song that whenever it comes on, you have to sing along to it?
Oh my gosh, anything Britney Spears.
Oh,
I love my girl Britney.
Love it.
Anything.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Very cool.
Her book is amazing, by the way. If you have
I forgot about that. You read it?
Yeah, I have it. I'll let you borrow it.
I've heard good things, but it kind of
really
depends
good.
who tells you that, I feel like. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a huge fangirl, so of course I love it.
I'm all for like the 90s Britney. That was my girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I still love that music.
Me too.
What is your favorite way to relax after a long day? I feel like I know this answer.
Yoga.
Yeah. Like if you don't say yoga, I'm going to be a little disappointed.
100% yoga.
That's awesome. That does not surprise me. Do you call yourself a yogi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a yogi.
Yeah. 100%. I love it. You guys, I really hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. There is just something to be said about hearing about somebody else's journey, especially when it comes to their spiritual journey. Again, I just feel like this is a topic that we don't talk about enough. And I don't know, I just feel there's definitely some things you can learn from Abby. So I hope you leave today feeling you took even just a small nugget of information away with you today. Abby, again, thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to me.
Thank you.
I have no doubt the listeners loved it. So until next time, I'll see you guys. Talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for listening to us. It means so much to me. If there were any aha moments or anything that really resonated with you on today's episode, then please take a minute and share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you. Also, if you could, please rate and review the podcast as it is new, and that really helps to get the word out there more and reach even more listeners. I'll catch you on the next episode.